The Library of Alexandria. Imagine a building that contained every secret of the ancient world. Every discovery, every map, every formula, every story ever written. A place where the greatest minds in history walked the same halls, read the same scrolls, and unlocked the same mysteries. Now imagine it's gone, destroyed, erased from the earth, and nobody can agree on who did it or why. This is the story of the Library of Alexandria, and what was really lost the day it burned. Most people think the Library of Alexandria was just a big building full of books. It wasn't. It was the internet of the ancient world. Built around 300 BC in Alexandria, Egypt, a city founded by Alexander the Great himself, the library was part of a massive complex called the Mausoleum. Think of it as the world's first university. Scholars lived there. They ate there. They debated, researched, and wrote there, all funded by the Egyptian pharaohs. At its peak, the library held an estimated 400,000 to 700,000 scrolls. Not books, scrolls. Each one hand-copied, often irreplaceable. They contained works on mathematics, astronomy, medicine, philosophy, geography, and literature from Egypt, Greece, Persia, India, and beyond. This wasn't a collection of copies. These were originals, primary sources, the actual writings of Euclid, Aristotle, Hippocrates, Archimedes, thinkers whose ideas still shape our world today. Here's what most history classes skip. The library didn't just collect books. It collected knowledge from every civilization it could reach. There were scrolls describing surgical techniques so advanced they wouldn't be rediscovered for 1,500 years. There were star charts mapping constellations that modern astronomers have only recently confirmed. There were geographic maps showing coastlines with an accuracy that shouldn't have been possible without modern instruments. One scroll, written by a man named Eratosthenes, calculated the circumference of the Earth with stunning accuracy. In 240 BC, using only a stick and shadows, he was the chief librarian of Alexandria. There were texts on mechanics, on hydraulics, on early forms of steam power. Hero of Alexandria, another scholar connected to the library, built a working steam engine prototype in the 1st century AD, nearly 1,700 years before the Industrial Revolution. Think about that. If that knowledge had survived and been built upon, where would we be today? Now we get to the part everyone argues about. Who destroyed it? The popular story is Julius Caesar. In 48 BC, during his campaign in Alexandria, Caesar set fire to ships in the harbor. The fire spread to the docks, then to the city, and allegedly reached the library. But here's what the historical record actually shows. Caesar's fire probably destroyed a warehouse of scrolls near the docks, not the main library. Contemporary sources describe the library still functioning after Caesar's visit. So who really did it? The truth is, there was no single burning. The Library of Alexandria died slowly over centuries through a combination of neglect, funding cuts, political violence, and yes, fires. The Roman Emperor Aurelian damaged part of the library district in 270 AD during a military campaign. The decree of Theophilus in 391 AD, a Christian bishop who ordered the destruction of pagan temples, likely destroyed the Serapeum, a secondary library connected to the main complex. And then, the Arab conquest of Alexandria in 642 AD. The general Amr ibn al-As reportedly asked the Caliph Omar what to do with the books. The Caliph allegedly replied, "If these writings agree with the Quran, they are useless and need not be preserved. If they oppose it, they are dangerous and should be destroyed." Whether that story is historically accurate, historians still debate it. But the result was the same. Whatever remained, burned. This is the part that should haunt you. We know certain texts existed because other ancient writers quoted from them or referenced them. But the originals are gone, lost forever. The complete works of Aristotle. We have fragments, but scholars believe we lost roughly 80% of everything he wrote. The histories of Egypt written by Manetho, an Egyptian priest who documented thousands of years of pharaonic history, gone. The complete astronomical works of Hipparchus, the man who may have invented trigonometry and created the first star catalog, gone. Plays by Sophocles, Euripides, and Aeschylus. We have 7 plays by Sophocles. He wrote 123. Medical texts that describe treatments and observations we are still trying to reconstruct today. Some historians argue this loss set human civilization back by 500 to 1,000 years. That the Dark Ages, that long period of stagnation after the fall of Rome, were partly caused by the destruction of this accumulated knowledge. We will never know what cures were in those scrolls, what technologies, what maps, what ideas that could have changed everything. Here's the part that gets buried in history classes. The destruction of the Library of Alexandria wasn't an accident of war or an unfortunate fire. It was the predictable result of powerful institutions, political, religious, and military, who understood one thing very clearly. Knowledge is power, and a population with access to all knowledge is a population that cannot be easily controlled. Every civilization that burned those scrolls had something to gain from burning them. Caesar needed political control of Egypt. Theophilus needed to destroy the intellectual foundations of competing religions. Successive empires needed a population that looked to them, not to ancient wisdom, for answers. The library wasn't just burned, it was buried. And what replaced it? Controlled knowledge, official histories, approved texts, the version of the past that those in power wanted you to believe. Sound familiar? The Library of Alexandria is gone. But what it represented, the free exchange of knowledge, the belief that understanding the world is humanity's highest purpose, that idea has never fully died. Every library ever built since is an attempt to resurrect it. Every university, every search engine, every open source project. The question is, what are we doing with the knowledge we have now? Are we building on it, or are we letting it burn again slowly, quietly, while nobody's watching? If this video made you think, subscribe, because this is just the beginning. What they hid from history, we're bringing it back.